Welcome back to another episode of Indie Rockers Ball.
Tonight, we've got a bit of the synth theme. We'll be hearing a review of the band Star Effer's album Ambient 1, as well as hearing a few synth pieces from Tanner Shell on Check This Out.
Up next is some music news from in and around Indiana.
This Thursday, October 7th, the IUP Symphony Band will open their 2021-22 season with some classic pieces for wind band. Also featured will be the music of IUP alumni Jude Gore and guest composer/conductor Patrick Burns from Montclair State University. The performance will be held in Fisher Auditorium from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Local band Sheetz Run released their debut EP last week. The EP is available for streaming on Spotify and Apple Music and for download on Bandcamp. If you're watching on YouTube, check out the description for links to their music. And remember to keep an eye out because Sheetz Run will be joining us very soon on an upcoming episode to perform some of their brand new music. That's all the news I got for you. Stay tuned for Music Lesson. Hey rockers, welcome back to another episode of Music Lesson. This week I'm going to be teaching you Turpentine Chaser by Dashboard Confessional. So this tuning is a little weird, so it's going to be a half step down for the first 3 strings. So it's going to be drop C on the top, and then it's going to be G sharp and then C sharp, and then the rest are all going to be C sharp. So you match the bottom 2. So it's going to be, these are both C sharp, and then your B and E are also going to be in the higher octave. So you hear the difference. All right. So when you start, you're going to play open, and you see you play the open chord that makes. So you're going to go, and then you're going to play the 4th fret of the D. You're going to play it once and then slide it up to 7. So it's like this. So it's like that. And then it goes to a bar chord, pointer on the 2nd fret of the A, ring on the 4th fret of the D, and it's going to go twice, so it's going to go. And then you're just going to play 2nd fret on the D, and you're going to play the rest open. So that first part is like this. And that repeats throughout the first verse. You do that 4 times. And then right before the chorus, you do a couple bar chords where you bar the 5th and then the 4th and then the open, and you only strum them once. So it goes. Just like that. So you're going to do the bar chords again, and for the chorus you're going to go, you can either play bar on the 5th of the A and then 7th of the D. So you can either start like this, or you can just play open. It's pretty much the same note. So you can do that, and you're going to hold this position and slide it down. So you're going to go, slide it down to pointer on 3, down to 2, and then the 2nd fret on the D, all open. So you do that the same for the first 2 bars of the chorus, so it's going to go. And then you want to do open on the 3rd one, so, and then you're going to go from 2 to 3 this time instead of starting at 5, so you're going to go. And then the last thing you'll change on that is you're going to bar the 7th before you go back into the. So instead of that, it's going to go. Like that right here. All right, so I'm going to run through that quickly so you get the gist of it. So we'll start with the intro. So it's going to go. last part I'm going to show you, and this repeats until the end of the song, it's basically the post-chorus. So it's going to be this, basically. On the first one, the whole post-chorus is played 4 times. So on the first bar of it, you're going to go like this. You're going to go 5th to the 4th on the D. So it's going to go open, and then open. Open, 5, 4, open. You're going to go back to that bar chord where your pointer's on the 2nd of the A and go. And then you're going to go 7th on the D. You're going to go. And you're going to go 7, 9 into a bar chord on the 5th fret. So it does it real quick. So it goes like that. So. And then instead of just going open 5, 4 for the rest of it, you're going to go 7, 5, 4. So you're going to go. And it just repeats. Pretty much like that, right? So I'll play that for you real quick one more time. So it's just going to be this. Basically that. So you put it all together, and that is basically how you play Turpentine Chaser by Dashboard Confessional. Thank you guys very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next week.
Welcome to a new segment where I talk about whatever the hell I want. Today, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the album Ambient One, a record released by the Portland, Oregon band Star Effer in August of 2020. Star Effer isn't really the band's name, but I'm sure you can fill in the gaps. Ambient One consists of 12 tracks, weaving a richly atmospheric 48-minute experience. Each track flows cleanly into the next, making this album a seamless stream of consciousness. Known for tending towards synth rock and neo-psychedelia, Star Effer's sound has certainly altered over the years into a notably more catchy and danceable sound than before. But on Ambient One, which is the band's very first fully instrumental project, they've created something worlds different. This album basically transports you to an ambient synth dreamland. While it is kind of tricky to review an ambient album, and my knowledge of the genre is pretty limited, I can say that this is some of the best that I've heard of it so far. Over the duration of these songs, you drift through sometimes soft, sometimes harsh electronic instrumentals that extract specifically the spacey synth from the group's long-established sound. A look at the first 3 songs off the track list can give you an idea of the album's range of moods. My personal favorite is the opening track, Rainzow. Bubbly and glowing, the song feels like a journey into another dimension, with its high-pitched echoes resembling vocals and simple melody, all against the backdrop of a persistent MIDI cycle. The next arrangement, titled Work Smoothly Lifetime Piece, features persistently droning synths, staccatoed by short keyboard melodies in the background, creating a meditative state which turns vaguely ominous on the back end as the drone drifts into a minor key. However, the following track, Bungee, lightens things up again with an airy 2.5 minutes of gentle, rippling keyboard chords, managing to sound both magical and mysterious. One reason I love this album so much is that it indicates an admirable lack of regard for commercial success, and instead simply a desire to create art for the sake of it. I remember when their 2016 album, Being No and Going Nowhere, came out, which marked the beginning of the band taking on a different sound from previous albums. Fans complained that the band seemed to be going more commercial with their sound, but to me, every project of theirs since then has been solid, and after nearly 10 years of releases at that point, they were bound to start exploring. And the release of Ambient One just says that this favor towards the commercial was never the case. Something else I love about this album is its versatility. This is one of the default albums that I turn on in the background while doing another task, like driving, cleaning, or working, but also I'll turn it on while relaxing, reading a book, or playing a game. No matter what mood I'm in at the moment, Ambient One kind of reflects it. Feeling down? Turn it on as a backdrop for your thoughts, stare at the wall, and boom, an hour's gone by without you even realizing it. Feeling content? The album creates a comforting, meditative atmosphere. While listening once, I realized that Ambient One reminds me a lot of a program that used to be on NPR when I was a kid called Sounds from Space. I remember 10-year-old me tuning in with my family on Saturday evenings, feeling like I'd had my mind expanded after a couple of hours of those ambient tones. I kind of missed that show, and this album got me revisiting those trips to space again. While it's a departure from Star Effer's usual material, I definitely recommend giving this album a listen. Maybe not as an introduction to the band, but rather treat it as more of its own standalone project. Well, that's it from me. See you guys next week. Tonight, we'll be listening to a few synth pieces by Tanner Shell. While this music is unable to be played live in our studio, Tanner will be joining us for an interview afterwards, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, here are 3 of his tracks. Check it out.
Only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger.
Rockers, I'm back here with another interview segment. Today we have Tanner with us. He's going to tell us about his synth music that he's had on the show for us today. How are you doing today, Tanner?
Compared to other days, I'm doing really, really great.
Well, that's good to hear, Tanner. So my first question for you is, when did you start experimenting with music?
So with music, probably 6th grade. With like synthesizer music specifically, 9th grade.
What inspired you to start making this type of music?
Honestly, I got really, really bored one day. My grandpa had this old Roland synthesizer. Just started playing with it. Was really, really fun.
And then from there, it just kind of
From there I bought my own.
Stuff.
I bought my own stuff. Started recording much more weirder things.
Now, tell me a little bit about the pieces that you featured on the show tonight.
So there's one called The Dream, which samples JFK speech when he goes like...
Really? That's very interesting.
He goes like the whole ask not what you can do for your country, ask what your country can do for you or whatever speech. I'm not really a big into JFK, I just like the speech, but I put like a nice beat over that and it sounds quite nice.
Oh, wow.
Another one, I can't remember the name of it, but it's just, the rest of them are kind of like just slower, melodic pieces that kind of feature some abstract notes here and there.
And finally, what are your future plans for your music? And do you plan to make more? And also, how do you see it evolving?
Over the last year, it's evolved to a point where I can not even imagine. I've been basically playing nonstop because of the pandemic. So if I look back on my older profile, which it's all on a BandLab profile, you can see it getting better and better. I don't really know if I want to do a career out of it or like, it's more of a hobby / coping mechanism at the moment, but I really do enjoy it. What was the other question?
How do you see it evolving? What are your future plans?
Future plans? Make more music.
Keep
making more and then studying at school.
All right. Well, I definitely look forward to hearing more in the future.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us here on the show. Thank you for letting us feature your music.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks so much for watching.
As always, you can follow us on our social media, which are all listed on screen. And if you're watching on YouTube, our link down below in the description.
See you next week. Happening this Thursday, September 30th, is IUP's homecoming. Here on IRB, we want to keep you updated on the dead. Damn it. Here on IRB, we want to keep you updated on any and tonight. I want to dine at your restaurant tonight. That's right, Squiddy. Bruh. We need to start calling them Dante 1 and Dante 2. When I was a kid, we had 4 Emmas in my Girl Scout troop. And we literally called them Emmas 1 through 4.
You have a good one ever been roll.
Oh, all right. Okay. Here on IRB, we want to keep you updated on God, jeez. On any and all. This year featuring a performance from Lil Yachty with special... Sorry. Okay, from the top. Not from the top, but from, you know. Our very own student-run radio station, IUP-FM, will be it. All right, let me start that one over. Doing a little jig in frustration. They will be doing a remote broadcast live from outside the Jimmy Stewart Museum, which will be played from their parade vehicle as they make their way along the route. You'll spot them handing out free stickers and pins. God damn it. Okay. They will be doing a They'll be doing a remote broadcast live from outside the Jimmy Stewart Museum on Philly Street, which will be playing from... Thought I'd add something to be spicy and... Oh. They'll be doing a remote broadcast live from outside the Jimmy Stewart Museum, which will be playing from their... Are you doing something, Dante? They'll be doing a remote broadcast live from outside the Jimmy Stewart Museum, which will be played from... What is wrong with me tonight? Okay, I'm really going to get it this time. You can also tune in... Well, damn, you don't have to tune in if you don't want to. Also happening this Sunday, local band Wasted Space will be opening for a Ketchup. What's happening? Okay. Something else that I love about this album is its versatility. What the hell? Oh. Yeah, there's like scraping noises. Right as I was about to like open my mouth. We're filming TV. Oh, they're daring me. We're trying to make entertainment here. Local band Wasted Space will be opening for Catbite at the Mr. Roboto. That's it from me. Next up is Music Lesson with Jet.